What's up, guys? Welcome to GoGo Motoring YouTube channel. So this is going to be the ownership update review with our 2018 Mercedes GLE 350 4Matic. So this car currently has just crossed over 60,000 miles. We're at 62,000 miles as owners of this vehicle. We bought the car almost 4 years ago now, 3.5 years ago. When we bought the car, it had about 20,000 miles on the clock, so 19 or 20,000 miles. So effectively, we've been owners of this car for the past 4 years, and I put since that time around 40,000 miles on the clock. This was our first Mercedes, so we were very kind of interested to see what that ownership experience was going to be with the Mercedes. As you all know, if you follow my channel, I've always been a BMW guy. I have several different BMWs, but as mentioned previously, I wanted to experience Mercedes ownership. Always wanted to try that car, try owning a Mercedes, and was able to, over time have test-driven different types of Mercedes E-Class, Mercedes S-Class. Ultimately ended up deciding to buy this GLE for the family when we decided that we needed a new family car. So that's how we ended up with this car, and I can tell you that the ownership experience with this Mercedes GLE 350 4Matic has been absolutely flawless. This has been by far the most reliable car that we have ever owned. We have literally not had any issues with this car from a maintenance mechanical perspective since we bought it. All we've had to do to this car is just regular maintenance, So Mercedes has this different kind of a Mercedes or maintenance jargon. Now, a lot of other cars, they have service A, service B, service C. In each of those services, there are different things that you're supposed to be, doing as part of the maintenance. Obviously, all of it involves oil changes, but then, in addition to oil changes, you may be prompted to make, changes like to the air filter, the cabin filter, things like that. Most of the, we get our Mercedes service at an independent Mercedes mechanic. They just kind of look at it, even though there's like service C, A, B, C, whatever. They just look at it, it's either service A or service B. And what's interesting is that the car just pretty much tells you what service you need. And other than basically taking it in once a year for an oil change and perhaps, a cabin filter change, we really haven't had to change anything on this car. It's just been so reliable. Just haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. So from a reliability perspective, we can't be happier with this car than we are. Now, I mean, it's about as good as it gets. It's about as much as you can ask for any car. And we use this car a lot. We use this car on a daily basis, and it's primarily my wife's car. She takes the kids everywhere, so it's a car that gets a lot of use. And despite that, the car really hasn't missed a beat. It still looks great, it drives great, it has a perfect kind of feeling inside the cabin, and it's just been a really, really awesome car for us to own. So much so that I've even thought about, I'm kind of in the process of figuring out whether I want to, trade in some of my cars, the 3 Series and the Z4, for a new daily driver. If you follow my channel, you know that I've recently reviewed an S-Class, an E-Class, and still kind of have Mercedes near the top of the list for our next car brand, just because of the really positive experience that we've had with this car. If there are any sort of negatives with this car, there really aren't that many, but if there are any, first is the gas mileage, the gas consumption of this car is not the most economical. So this car, when you fill it up, it holds about 19 or 20 gallons of fuel, and it also requires premium gas. I think on average, we average maybe 18 or 19 miles per gallon in and around the city, maybe even less than that. And so whenever we're at the pump and it comes time to fill up, it can be a pretty substantial gas bill. So I guess that's one negative for this car, is that from a gas mileage consumption, it's not the most economical or efficient vehicle to operate. So one thing. The other thing I don't really like about the car are the headlights. They come equipped with this car, at least the one that we have. They're almost like halogen lights. I'm not sure. I mean, they kind of have the look of a halogen light. They don't really illuminate the road that well at night. I know there are upgrade options that you could have got with different Mercedes. This particular car didn't come with that. And I think there's some aftermarket lights that I actually might be exploring to put in here, because the lights just aren't that good. At night they don't do a good job of illuminating the road, especially in this day and age when everybody's using xenons and those bright LED lights. The ones that come equipped with this car are just not up to par. And then honestly, from a technology perspective, this is a dated platform. We did buy a 2018, but these cars, I think, were initially released. This generation of the car was initially released in like 2012, so it doesn't have the latest and greatest technology. But honestly, if you're it's got Apple CarPlay, and that's pretty much all you need from our perspective. You can plug in your iPhone. You got access to GPS. You got access to different apps, music, podcasts, things like that. So I don't know. From our perspective, that in itself is sufficient. And yeah, I think we already kind of talked about the driving characteristics. That hasn't changed. I can just tell you that it's just one of those cars that it's perfect. It's a perfect car if you want to just kind of be isolated from the outside world when you're driving. The whole car feels like a nice little cozy cocoon that allows you to just kind of sit back, chill, drive the car, and enjoy the serenity and kind of the peaceful environment that you get in this. So that's about it. I don't know what else I can share with you about this car, other than that it's been an amazing car to own. It's been extremely reliable. We're very happy to have purchased it, and look forward to continuing owning it for many more years to come. Thanks, guys. One other things I forgot to mention, guys, is not that I guess we don't like about the car, is that whenever you take it through the automatic car wash like this, the car goes crazy with all the different parking sensors and things like that, thinking that it's about to hit the car, so it starts beeping incessantly. But first world problem, right?